Chris Hughton with us. We also have Antoine Semenyo with the debut goal. So please, the conference has started. Please, Antoine Semenyo as well with us, and of course, the comms director of the Ghana Football Association and Henry as well with us. Coach, you sum up, the events of the 90 minutes. I'm pretty sure there were patches you were impressed with. There were patches you felt we could improve on, but we won. How satisfied are you?
Hello. Yeah. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the people of KUMASI for creating such an incredible atmosphere, and I have no doubt that the fact that we scored the goal as late as what we did was a factor for the crowd that we had. So I think a big thank you from myself and obviously all the players. I thought we started the game well, and sometimes in this game you have to get your goal or your goals in when you are having your better period in the game. Probably the disappointment is that when we came out at second half, we wasn't able to, I think, replicate what we did in the first half. And the difficulty becomes, if you haven't scored and you don't have a lead, the game becomes open. And when the game becomes open, it can go either way. So I think we had enough opportunities in the opposition box. But of course, if we don't score them goals, it puts pressure on ourselves. And I thought we were up against a good and very well organised Angola team. But credit to the team and the players that showed great spirit and determination. And I think when I was here a few days ago, it's a win, and that's the most important thing.
Right. Okay. Your name, media house, please.
I'm Franklin GhanamanSport.com. Coach, this is your first official game as the manager. I would like to know from the three departments of our team, the defense, midfield, and attack, where lies our strength and where lies our weaknesses going into the second leg with Angola?
I don't think it's about strengths and weaknesses, because there are two categories: you attack and you defend. You defend as a team and you attack as a team. What's the area that our game is all about scoring goals, and even when you are not at your best, when at least you score, it can take the pressure off of the team, and unless you do that, it gives the opposition a lot of encouragement, and it becomes a more difficult game. It becomes a more even game. So I don't think it's a question of the good parts of a game and the bad parts of a game. It's about improving, I think, our general play. And I think going into the next game, I would like us to, our overall game, if I'm looking at our overall game today, I think certainly if our overall game today is better, then certainly we won't give ourselves as many problems as what we did today.
Chris, my name is Antoine Semenyo. I work with Asasi Radio. Watching the game, it was difficult to make sense of what we wanted to do. So I thought I would ask you what you set out your team to do when they had the ball, what the game plan was about, and why we played the way we did.
I think the game plan is always about formation. So if you see the formation that we played, which was in effect 4-2-3-1, which is two midfield players that you think can dictate the patterns of play of the game and the tempo of the game. And I thought we started really well this way. I thought Partey played some wonderful balls behind, and we had good opportunities. So this is how we want to play in this formation. Fullbacks that can get forward, get into obviously offensive areas, and have good link between the midfield and Kudus, to allow us to get through the thirds and play in the opposition's half. For that, you need good distribution of the ball, and you need a certain amount of quality on the ball. And probably we just lacked a little bit of that in phases. I thought we had good possession, good percentage of possession, but we probably just didn't make enough of it. So I think around the way that we wanted to play, there were some pluses, particularly I think in the first half, but probably we wasn't able to maintain that in the second half.
Right, so Michael, you take the next one, then I go to Ahene and then Derek. So Michael.
Coach, my name is Michael Asari-Guru, Sumpa FM, Sumpa TV. There was a surprise element in your lineup. Captain Andrea, you trained during the 2 days that the team trained at the Sports Stadium. Surprisingly, he wasn't in the lineup. He didn't also get to play a single minute. What is the reason behind this?
No, this is the choices you have as a head coach. We know the quality that Andre has, but we also know the quality that you'd like to think that the squad have. This is the reason why they're in the squad, and this is the reason why the squad has been announced with some that didn't make the squad. So these are always very difficult decisions for me. So for one player who plays, there's always another player who doesn't. So certainly nothing to read into that. He's has been and still is a very good player. It was just my choice today.
All right, congratulations to you, Coach. I'm here. My name is Antoine FM and ETV Ghana. A good coach once said that you learn something new about your team every day. What do you learn about this team and African football especially? And to you, Antoine, I know you've been
so Chris first, and then we'll come to Antoine.
So, what do you learn about this team and African football today?
Yeah, I think what some of the things I learned but I already knew. Sometimes in the heat, it's difficult for the game to have 90 minutes of the tempo that you would like. It's almost impossible. So the game will always be up and down, and there will be times in the game where supporters will look at and think, the tempo needs to be higher. But it's difficult, in these conditions. But it's the same for both sides. So it's about making the most of those moments that you have. And I think anybody watching the game, would have, seen in the first half, particularly early in the game, I think we got into some really good positions. But African football is no different to football anywhere. It's about, if you perform well enough, you have a chance of winning. If you score the goals, particularly early in the game, you can take some of the pressure off yourself. And probably, our performance was okay. I think in the end, we deserved it out of the two teams. If you had to pick one team, I thought we were better than Angola. Not so much more, but I thought we were better. But it's no different really anyway. It's about defending, and I thought we defended well and had to. But certainly if we were able to get them goals or that goal earlier, it would have taken some pressure off.
Right, Derek, and then so I take the last bite for Chris and then we'll go to Antoine. Yeah.
All right, Coach, my name is Derek Ayi from MX24 Television. You've been mentioned about improvement, and today you had 11 goal scoring opportunity. Unfortunately, the very last one went in the 90+6 minute. Going forward, what are you doing to ensure that these chances will be converted?
It's a good question, and probably I'll turn it around a little bit. We've had 11 chances, so that's the first positive. If you was telling me that we played 96 minutes and we only had 2 or 3 chances, then that's worrying. But the fact that we have had chances, you always know that if you go into any game and you have that volume of chances, the law of averages says come the next game or the game after that, you're going to put some of them chances away. And that's the only thing that we learned, that we perhaps need to be a little bit more clinical when we have them opportunities, because if you're not at that time, then the opposition can gain strength from that. And I think we were up against a good Angola team, good technical team, strong, powerful team who defended very well.
Coach, thank you. My name is Seto Jampon from Otek FM. In your opening address, you acknowledge the fans, the supporters, and the numbers you saw in KUMASI. and the moments and the atmosphere that was created just before the goal came. In your vast experience as a manager, which atmosphere comes close?
That's a good question. Probably none. You know, it's what I would say is that I've been involved in some, as a player and a coach, some very, very big atmospheres. But it's different here. And I'm talking about before the game, the atmosphere before the game. These type of atmospheres you don't experience too many places. Certainly don't too many places outside of Africa. You don't experience. And what they want, we know what they want. You know, they want to see free-flowing, exciting football, and whenever somebody in the team does something special, the volume raises even more so. As coaches and players, you want to give them that as much as possible. It's not always possible. And sometimes the game is won on a last-minute goal. And I think certainly a support like this can take credit for that also. But no, it's a special atmosphere, I must admit.
Sorry. I would find out if you specifically requested that this game be played here. And if you did, were you surprised at what you saw in the stands? And how much of a culture shock is this to you? Thank you.
I can tell you is it's outside of my jurisdiction to determine where the game is going to be played. What I do know and what I did know was I've been here before in a different role, the Nigeria game, and I experienced it then. And I think once you experience it, you look forward to seeing that again, you know, and particularly in a winning atmosphere. And it's the same as anything. Once you've had something that excites you, you want that again. So yes, I probably, Henry would know more than me. I don't know if there's any other atmosphere like this in Ghana. I don't know. Henry probably could tell you, but it's an exceptional atmosphere, and no doubt it's good for us as a national team and for the players.
Right, Manfred, because of time, we have to move to Antoine. We know the team built to play Angola of under real pressure, trying to fight for their lives. But you look at this, was there any pressure, and how related are you your first goal for your country?
I wouldn't say there was any pressure. I mean, I know when I come on, I know what I need to do. I need to make sure I'm effective for the team and try to get a goal. So, I mean, there wasn't any pressure in that sense, but the time was ticking, so we needed to act fast, and luckily it dropped in the box to me, so can't complain.
Antoine, congratulations once again. I mean, you got a rebound that hit the back of the net, but did you realize that just before you struck that ball to hit the back of the net, Joseph Aidoo had gotten the ball behind the line?
Yeah, I mean, I was right in front of it, so I mean, I thought he would have got the final touch and then just rolled out to me. So I mean, right place, right time.
Okay.
Congratulations on scoring your debut goal on home soil. I've watched you over the past from your days at Bristol City, the final matches you played before you went to Bournemouth. I've described you as a super sub. You see yourself as one, because I always tell people that you are the Jekyll of the Black Stars.
I mean, I always want to be in the starting team. So, if I'm not selected, I make sure when I'm on the bench and I'm coming on, I make sure I'm ready. I've warmed up well and make sure I'm effective for the team, like I said. And luckily, the ball fell to me and I scored. But I always want to be useful whether I'm starting or on the bench as a goal scorer. So yeah, I'm happy today, and we have to go again in the next few days.
Antoine.
Yeah.
How important is this goal to your international career and also club career, based on the fact that you've not scored in some time now? And also, describe the atmosphere back home.
Yeah.
I'm sure your family and your friends will be watching. How would the atmosphere be if you would frame a picture of the day and keep remembering it forever?
I would say, so the first part of your question, it's obviously a good thing. As a striker, you want to score. So haven't scored in a while. It's good for the confidence. So I know that leading up to the next game and when I go back to club football, I know that I've got the confidence for on goal. So, just have to take that with me. But yeah, I'm happy with that goal. Needed it, definitely needed it for the confidence. And yeah, I just have to keep going now. I just have to keep building on top of that. And the atmosphere is always good here. It's never ever bad. My dad was actually in the crowd, so it's obviously nice. But yeah, the fans are always good. They always bring the vibes. So no, I can't complain.
Michael and then Betty.
Michael here, once again, this was my friends in person. Do you think your debut goal has earned you enough currency to buy you a spot in the starting line?
I mean, I can't answer for that one, but I'm just obviously prepared no matter what the circumstances are. Whether I start, whether I'm on the bench, still the same thing anyway. Just make sure I'm ready if I'm on the bench, and then if I start, make sure I provide for the team and get some goals. So I mean, doesn't really make a difference. I'm always ready.
Betty,
well, Antoine,
please take the microphone. It's right behind.
My name is Betty, also from the DH1 TV. Antoine, I mean, after the first 45 minutes ending in goalless, I know tension was so high. The fans were expecting a goal. But what was the conversation among you players coming into the second half and hoping that probably you get a victory?
I wasn't in the team talk for half time, but I can imagine talking on what Chris said. Just keep doing what we're doing because we were playing well. We were playing well in the first half, but we just weren't clinical. So just doing the same thing over and over again and making sure we put away a chance. So I'm happy it fell to me, and obviously went to the last minute, but we played well the whole game. So just need to build on that and make sure when we go to Angola we do the same thing.
All right, so I take the last bite, yeah?
All right. Antoine, my name is Soa, GBC KUMASI. Though you are not the coach, but what will be your approach, you and your colleagues, going into the game in Rwanda on Monday? If you are selected, what will be the approach?
I think the same thing, really. We went into the game knowing that we've got the quality to do damage to the team, and yeah, I mean, it'll be the same thing over and over again. Just building from the back, building through the midfield, and when we get chances, we're clinical. So I wouldn't say anything changes.
Right, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Wish you a safe time.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for coming.